Hey there everyone! Today's intermediate Python video on the Future Programmer YouTube channel is all about the topic Python sets. Without further ado, let's get started. It's quite likely that you have learned about or at least encountered the Python built-in data types list, tuple, and dictionary before, all of which are used to store collections of data. Today, we're going to take a look at another built-in data type in Python called set, which is also used to store multiple values as a collection. Sets are unordered, unindexed, and do not allow duplicate values. Set items must also be immutable. We'll talk about what these mean in just a second and show you some examples after we talk about how to create sets in Python. Sets are really similar to lists, just with the key differences highlighted here. And another key difference is the fact that sets use curly brackets instead of square brackets. Here, we put 9, the string a, and false in curly brackets, and this is how we create a set. We put this inside of the variable s1, and we print the set out and its type, and we will see the output of our set, and it is of class set. We can also create a set using the set function, which will construct a set object from an iterable, so either a tuple or a list or something like that. And this will give us the sets that you can see right here. Notice how we can put data of different types in a set. So you don't have to have all strings or all booleans or all floats in a set. You can put different data types. Here is a list of some examples of different properties of sets. So sets cannot have duplicate values. Therefore, even if I create one with the values 1 3 times, and then 2 2 times, and 3 1 time, you will actually see that if I run this, only the values 1, 2, and 3 are stored in our set. That is because the duplicate values are actually removed when we create this. Because sets are unordered, we cannot perform things like indexing or slicing on a set, and that also means if I create this set in this order, that order will not most likely be maintained. And then because sets can only store immutable items, that means that items that cannot be changed, we can store a tuple in a set, but I cannot store mutable items like lists in a set. So if I try to store a list, or in this case, two lists in a set, you will actually see a type error that is going to be thrown saying that a list is unhashable, therefore it cannot be stored in a set. Now let's talk about some more interesting or basic operations of sets. If I want to find the length of one, we can pass it into the len function. So we see 3 as the output. If I want to check if an element is in a set, we just want to write that element in s1, and this will give us the Boolean value of either true or false. If I change it to b, we will see the output of false. To add an item to a set, we can use the add method. The parameter that is passed in will be added to our set. So you can see new item has been added. We can also add multiple items at once using the update method, which will add everything in this list to S1. You'll see 1, 2, 3, and 4 are now added to our set. To remove an item from a set, we can use the remove method. This line right here is going to remove the value A from our set, so now you can see A has disappeared. To loop through a set, you can do this just like how you would with a list or a tuple. So for each item in S1, we want to print this out, or you can perform some operation on this item. We'll see a list of the items in our set printed out. Now that you have learned the basic operations of sets in Python, let's talk about what really are sets. It's very possible that you have learned about sets and set theory in a mathematical context before, and sets are supported in Python with the data type set, which you just learned. In math, a set is really simple. It's just a collection, a group of elements. You may have even seen a Venn diagram, such as this one right here, before, and these are used to show relations between two sets. We have a set A and a set B. We're going to show some operations of sets in Python using these three examples right here. So S1 will store the values 1, 2, 3, S2, 2, 3, 4, S3, 3, 4, 5. If I run this, okay, perfect. The union of multiple sets will include all the elements that appear in any of them. So S1.union S2 will give us all the elements that are in S1, all of the elements in S2, and all the elements in both of them. So basically, everything in this Venn diagram in either circle will be in the result set. If I run this, we'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how we can also use the operator here, the vertical line, to perform a union between two sets. This is just like any other operator that you have used before, like the plus sign, the minus sign. It's just an operator, which is used to create a union of two sets. You can also join three sets. Right here, you can have all the elements in either S1, S2, S3, or all of them. An intersection of multiple sets will include all the elements that are shared by them. So S1.intersection S2 will give us everything that is in S1 and in S2. In this Venn diagram, it will be everything in the middle. We can also use the and sign, the ampersand symbol right here to do the intersection. We'll see 2, 3 printed out. The difference between two sets includes all the elements that are in the first one, but not the other. So S1.difference, which can also be accessed with the minus sign, S1.difference S2 is going to give us all the elements that are in S1, but not in S2, which is just one element, in this case, 1. So that will include everything in the bubble or the circle A, but not in the middle right here. The symmetric difference of two sets will include all the elements in either, but not both. We can access this using the caret symbol. We'll see 1 and 4. So a symmetric difference will result in a set which is everything in our Venn diagram besides the elements in the middle. So it will be everything in both circles, just not the ones in the middle. There is also a lot of other operations supported by Python sets. If you want to take a closer look, here are the links to the documentation pages, which will also be in the description down below. To summarize, set is a really cool data type that can be used in a variety of different situations when writing programs in Python. And that's it for this video on set in Python. If you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about Python, then I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in more tutorials.